am Nicole Pahalia. Today we are here to talk about the global demography. So to start off, let us take a look at their definitions. Demography. Demography is the science of population or the study of human population and is defined as the study of statistics such as birth, death, income, or the incidence of disease which illustrate the ever-changing structure of the human population. For additional information, the word demography comes from the two ancient Greek words which are demos, meaning the people, and graphy, meaning the measurement. So, in general, the word demography pertains to the composition of particular human population.
World population fertility rate by country.
Global population at the start of 2022 was nearly 7.87 billion and should cross the 8 billion mark over the next few years.
So why demography matters? It is said that it increases the people's interest due to the so-called demographic change, wherein it can influence the underlying growth rate of the economy's structural productivity, growth, living standards, saving rate consumption, and investments. Yes, this actually gives community information they need to plan the future investments and services. In addition, government use demography in the political observation, like for example, in the elections, and also they use it for the research purposes. While for the scientists and global businesses, they use demography for advertising. We are now part of the globalized world, where the essence of our knowledge on the history of population can be used as an arrangement from the past. So that was the definitions and importance of demography. Moving forward to the theories on demography and population growth. The first is Malthus' theory of population. He coined the term overpopulation, which is when a population exceeds its sustainable size. Or in other words, there are more people than the environment can support through food, water, and other resources. But actually, we tend to overuse this term. The world has not yet become overpopulated. We can still support fairly easily the amount of people that we have, but some regions are more overpopulated than the others. Therefore, the solutions is largely about how we allocate our resources. So when we look about Malthusian's particular theory of population growth, he believed that the population would grow exponentially, meaning it would keep getting bigger and bigger or continual and ever increasing, while food sources would grow arithmetically, meaning constant. So when we graph out what his theory look like, we see food goes very steadily, which is in a constant rate. This is a arithmetic growth. And then population kind of stays along, same for a while, and then all of a sudden, it begins to spike and keeps growing and growing. And that is what Malthus believed. Malthus also believed that natural disasters, disease, and war would naturally check the population, meaning those things would kill a bunch of people. He felt it was necessary to practice moral restraint, to limit the number of children being born. Some still believe that Malthus was correct, and that ample resources to support the Earth's population will soon run out.
So the second theory is zero population growth. A neo-Malthusian researcher named Paul Ehrlich brought Malthus' prediction into the 20th century. However, According to Ehrlich, it is the environment, not especially the food supply, that will play a crucial role in the continued health of planet's population. Ehrlich's idea suggests that the human population is moving rapidly toward the complete environmental collapse. As privileged, people use up or pollute a number of environmental resources, such as water and air. He advocated for a goal of zero population growth, in which the number of people entering a population through birth or immigration is equal to the number of people leaving via death. While support for this concept mix, it is still considered a possible solution to global overpopulation. So let's proceed to the third theory, the cornucopian theory. Of course, some theories are less focused on the pessimistic hypothesis that the world's population will meet a detrimental challenge to sustaining itself. Cornucopian theory scoffs at the idea of humans wiping themselves out. It asserts that the human ingenuity can resolve any environmental or social issues that develop. As an example, it points to the issue of food supply. If we need more food, the theory contends agricultural scientists will figure out how to grow it, as they have already been doing for centuries. After all, in this perspective, human ingenuity has been up to the task for thousands of years, and there is no reason for that pattern not to continue. The next and the last theory is demographic transition theory. Caldwell suggests that future population growth will develop along a predictable four-stage model. Whether you believe that we are headed for environmental disaster and the end of human existence as we know it, or you think people will always adapt to changing circumstances, we can see clear patterns in population growth. Societies develop along a predictable continuum as they evolve from unindustrialized to post-industrial. Moving forward, there are four stages to classical demographic transition model. The first stage is the pre-transition, which is characterized by high birth rates and high fluctuating death rates, and that the population growth was kept low by Malthusian, preventative, meaning the late age at marriage, and positive, which are the famine, war, and pestilence.
So the next stage is the early transition. So it says here that during the early stage of transition, the death rate begins to fall. And therefore, as birth rates remain high, the population starts to grow rapidly. So the third stage is the late transition. So in this stage, the birth rates start to decline, and the rate of population growth decelerates also. While the stage 4 is the post-transition, so the post-transitional societies are characterized by low birth and low death rates. So the population here, or the population growth, is negligible or even enters a decline. So that was all about the 4 stages of population growth. My report will end up here. I hope you enjoy listening. Again, I am Nicole Pahalia, a Group 4 member. Thank you.